what value can property managers bring to these maybe first-time investor, or, hey, I really did want it, or maybe I inherited the property and I don't know what to do with it. I'm not an investor mindset, but I have this asset. How do I know what a good property manager is, or a good company? Like, what are they looking for? What are maybe some of the questions that they could ask?
So in our research on working with what we call accidental landlords, we think that it's critical to have continual communication and continual education on what things are going to feel like. One of the things that I share with our team is understand investments are money. And money, there are two things, and anybody in the company, I shouldn't say anybody, hopefully just about anybody in my company, when you say money, what do we talk about money? What are the two things about money? Money is personal and money is emotional. It is always personal and emotional. And so I think, again, a strong property manager will communicate and assuage concerns around money and trying to really work through those emotions. And again, it's educating that individual. From a question standpoint, I think I think it's more important to know that someone is always going to be there to share information, communicate that information, because if somebody doesn't pay rent, or if there is an expense, it's still, all of that's going to be emotional. And I don't think you're going to have some phone time. It can't be just an email or a text. That doesn't get it done for the accidental landlord. It just doesn't.
Agreed. Are you finding it hard to find, as you go through the hiring process, I'll I'll just use the word the younger generation, right? Maybe 30 years and under, and whatever category that falls into for the generation. Has it been a challenge for you to get them to get on the phone and call clients and have the difficult conversations instead of hiding behind text or email? Or I'm just curious, because we find that it's a real challenge.
Yeah. So in that interviewing process, and it's funny, I didn't think about the age of some of the individuals, and they're probably a little bit older. I didn't think about that. But I remember having what we call an owner relations or client relations specialist, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't like using the phone, and I'll text people, and I'll do this." And I was like, "Look, that's not gonna work for me. Like, that's my non-negotiable." The other part which we did is we put basically time quotas on the phone. So you have to spend a certain amount of time on the phone. And we
Oh,
did that so that we really looked for individuals that are willing to talk, are willing to listen. We go through active listening. So we talk about trying to understand. I'm looking at my whiteboard right now. When we listen, we try to understand the facts. We try to understand the emotions, and trying to understand the values of our clients and what's important to them. And we coach and teach it up, because you're right. A lot of people really, really, really struggle with wanting to spend time on the phone. But that's, ooh, you hit that's a big one, TJ. You're right.
well, especially for a service-based company. We don't sell a product that sits on the shelf and somebody buys it and walks away. It's relationship. It's continual.